What's going down, folks? It's your boy C back with a quick update video for the Giants franchise, and we've got a few things that we need to address as far as our GM to-do list goes, so I figured the best way to do it would be to make a completely separate video outside the gameplay, just so I can keep you guys informed, and also I wanted to have a video that I can refer people back to when they start asking questions about roster moves, so this is going to be one of those types of videos. Now, as we look at the players that are ready to negotiate their contracts now, you see Odell Beckham Jr. is ready, as well as Landon Collins, so let's go ahead and get started on Odell, and a fair market offer would be 4 years, 65 mil, and of course in real life he's worth way more than that, but for the game's sake, I'm going to offer him a 4-year deal worth 67.6 mil, and without any hesitation from OBJ or his camp, he agrees to terms right then and there on the spot, saying that that's a good offer and he's glad he got something done. So now that we're keeping OBJ in the fold, it's time to set our sights on Landon Collins. This is a big time player on our defense. We cannot afford to let him get to free agency, and we were able to agree to terms on a contract worth $25 million for 4 years. So now that he's going to be on the squad for the foreseeable future, we're going to assign Landon Collins the task of being the team captain on the defense. This is a move that I've really been thinking about making since the preseason. It's definitely well earned, and without Collins in the defense, it's a completely different unit altogether, so I'm happy to make that move. So now that you guys have been able to see a couple of games in the season, I'm sure that many of you would agree that our secondary could use some work. So I've been toying with the idea of possibly trading for another corner that can come in and play the number 2 corner role, and then I can kick DRC back to free safety for maybe the next couple of seasons if need be. I understand he is getting up there in age, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on, but I think it could work. Now, the 2 players that Madden is recommending that I trade for are Trevor Williams and Desmond King from the San Diego Chargers, or scratch that, the Los Angeles Chargers. Wow, I'm still getting used to saying that, it's crazy. But taking a look at Trevor's core attributes, he's got really good speed, man, zone, play rec, and acceleration, and on top of that, he's a great scheme fit, so he could really be the corner that we're looking for. Now, on the Desmond King, he's a really good young corner just like Williams, but he's more of a nickel corner per player archetype, but check out his individual ratings and core attributes, you guys. That zone coverage is something I definitely like right there, as well as his man coverage. The only knock on him that I'd say in comparison to Williams is his speed. But I'll get back to that in just a second. I wanted to show you guys really quick that I am using a custom draft class. This one is created by C4, and at the time that I downloaded this, he imported the most amount of players from the 2019 draft class out of all the classes that I went through. So shout out to C4 for doing that, because I'm sure it took a really long time completing all 224 players. And just to give you guys a quick glimpse of what the cornerback class is going to look like, there's only 3 corners that have a first round grade, but after that, it drops off pretty significantly, so it might be the best move to make a trade for a corner. So with that said, I decided to target Trevor Williams from the Chargers because I think he'll be the perfect overall fit. Not to take anything away from Desmond King, because he's a good player as well. I just think that Williams is going to end up being a better player long term, so that's the trade that I decided to make. Now, I did have to give up Ray Armstrong, Wayne Gallman, and our first rounder from this year, and the way that I see it is I was going to use my first round draft pick for a corner anyway, so I might as well do it now so I can get the corner and put him on the field so we can have an impact this season. Now, for those of you guys who are concerned about me gouging the best players from other teams and possibly turning this into like a fantasy franchise or something like that, trust me, it is not going down like that. I actually checked the Chargers roster before I made the trade, and they are completely stacked at corner. Williams was probably their 3rd or 4th best corner, so the trade just makes even more sense in that case. So I'm not stealing their best players. The competitive balance in the franchise will be just fine, you guys. But anyways, like I said earlier, if we were to add a corner, it would really give me the flexibility to put DRC at free safety just to get a good look. I think he could be a solid fit there. And even though I am switching his position at the moment, there's a really good chance he could be switching and play some corner whenever we play teams that have really good wide receiver cores like Atlanta or Kansas City, or any other time where I feel like we really need to get a stop. So that's going to be the move going forward. Now, as you guys can see, I did make another trade, this time with the Panthers, sending Darian Thompson and our 6th round pick in exchange for a 2nd rounder. Thompson is one of those guys that's really been on the roster bubble since about preseason, and I think he's really been a liability in general for me in zone coverage. I remember back to last game against the Cowboys, there's one play that really sticks out where Thompson mistakenly tries to jump a route and gives up a huge touchdown to Cole Beasley to let the Cowboys back in the game. So now that we've got DRC back there, I think he'll do a better job at judging those types of plays and hopefully shore up that position for the rest of the year. And last but not least, we get to Eli Apple. Now, for some weird reason, the Colts were really high on him, so much so that they were willing to offer their 1st round draft pick next season to acquire him. I did, however, have to sweeten the pot just a little bit and include my 3rd round draft pick from next season, but I'm not too worried about it overall because we've been acquiring draft picks like crazy, and it also helps us to get rid of a guy that's really not going to give us anything in terms of production on the field, so I'm definitely happy about that. Now you guys, I also made a free agent signing. I signed Bruce Carter to fill the void left behind by Ray Armstrong. I'm not expecting too much from him. It's really nothing more than a depth signing there because before the signing we only had about 2 or 3 middle linebackers, so we just had to add another one. Now I think we are just about done with the episode, you guys, but really quick before we get out of here, let me show you all the draft picks that I've acquired since the preseason. I've got an extra 2nd round draft picks from Carolina and Arizona. I've gotten an extra 3rd from Cincinnati, an extra 7th from the Rams, if that matters at all. And then, like you guys just saw, I picked up another 1st round draft pick from the Colts for next season. So it's safe to say that going into the 2019 draft, things are going to get really interesting for this Giants franchise. There's just so many possibilities. I can't wait until we get into it. I'm probably going to try to get back into the 1st round at some point, you guys, because I do think we're going to have to draft a quarterback. So that's going to be interesting to try to figure out. Anyways, folks, that's all the time I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.